Hey guys, and welcome back to the What's the Craic podcast. As I said when I introduced this podcast, I wanted to bring on people that I stalk on the internet, okay? And this is a prime example of me stalking someone on the internet. Today's guest is PiaBlossom.
Oh, I'm flattered that you stalk me.
Dude, as soon as I found your stuff, I was like, okay, now I'm 10 miles deep in the stalking. Being careful not to like the videos so that you'd know that I was watching videos.
Did.
Oh.
I actually screenshotted you liking my video once because my friend really liked you.
It's literally my life. I try my best not to do it because then it looks like I've liked something from 180 and people are like, why are you so far back in my likes? And I'm like,
do you never do that thing though when you see a verified tick like your video and you're like, who's that?
I stalk them. Yeah. I see it all the time actually from and this is no shade, it's other artists.
Oh my god, there's so many irrelevant people though with verified ticks. I'm like, who are you? No, not you.
Dude, no, see, do you know what? My interaction went so far into the ground whenever I got that blue tick.
Really?
Yeah, because nobody knew I did music when I started TikTok, right? They just thought I was a
Everyone knows you do music.
No, you think this. No. 90% of my following didn't know I had a job. That,
had a job.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah. People just thought I just created content for a living and stuff. Because they didn't stalk me outside of it. So it was just my that was it. That's all they knew me for.
I feel like I grew up with you though. You were like X Factor iconic generation.
Oh god, yeah. When it was math.
When they really fucking cared.
Yeah. I mean the show's dead now. R.I.P.
I know, but it was iconic.
It was. It's just so camp though.
It's
so camp.
I enjoyed it. I gathered with my family and
because this was before Netflix. And people watching shows on their laptops and stuff like
Honestly,
that.
I don't really watch TV, in general. No, I scroll. I mean, I like YouTube, I like podcasts. I like the H3 podcast. That's one thing I'm obsessed with, yeah. I'm a Frenemies girl.
Girl, I am the same. I was so upset. I ordered the Frenemies tumbler.
I have a Frenemies Tumblr.
I hate you so much because I ordered it and then was like, this is taking a wee bit too long to arrive. So I sent them an email and they're like, oh, sorry. They
do that a lot.
It's gotten lost. A lot of companies though. It just happens. And then I tweeted it and then Ethan tweeted me back and he was like, oh, I think the postman stole it. I was like, I want my Frenemies Tumblr.
Yeah, I have heard a lot with Teddy Fresh though, is that sometimes they'll sell things and then it'll suddenly be sold out. And because the stuff is so hard to come by, you then just can't get it in the right size again because it all sells out so quickly.
It all goes, yeah. No,
especially Frenemies stuff.
The Frenemies was, I think, all the complaints have mainly been about the Frenemies stuff.
Oh, I love Frenemies.
Because it was everybody running to get that merch.
I have a hoodie and a tumbler.
Just go away. I have Teddy Fresh clothes. I love the Teddy Fresh stuff. Things. Yeah, but beyond that, no, I'm okay, so I have nothing for Frenemies. Cool. All right. No, I've been watching them for 5 years now.
Yeah, I think possibly I've been watching them since I'm not gonna lie, I've been since Vape Nation.
Vape Nation.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I've kind of been there, and I was there for all the Papa Bless.
Papa Bless.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love that podcast so much though. It's literally that's what I watch instead of TV. I'm just catching up on H3.
Yeah, that or I'm scrolling on TikTok. But H3 is my go-to.
That is my TV. That's my Coronation Street. That is. It's my Emmerdale.
Ethan getting cancelled every week.
Yeah, I know. Every time I'm rolling my eyes. So I have to ask you, just because normally I ask everybody, so what is it you do?
I would say I do everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm a content creator, but I sort of fell into that because I started making videos about plus size modeling. And so that was what I was doing initially. But then I made videos about that and then my videos got kind of popular. So I just started talking about my life and people seem more interested in that than my boy drama than anything else.
Because it's just the unhinged content that we all live for.
Yeah, and people think it's bullshit. In my real life, I have friends of friends. They'll be like, yeah, but it's kind of dramatic though, isn't it? I'm like, no, I did that.
No, it's real.
I did get bundled into that police van because he broke up with me.
Yeah.
That is just what happened.
It's because a lot of stories I don't even share. I recently shared about fucking matching with Andrew Tate on a dating app.
No.
Yeah, no, don't even ask, right? And then the reason why I don't share those kinds of dramatic stories is because people are like, cap, it's fake, it's not real. And I'm like, babes, why would I lie? Why would I be bothered?
Yeah, I just don't care. Honestly, so much random crap has happened to me in my life that I could talk about, I haven't because there's certain things that juicy, but I can't because of the people it implicates.
Yeah.
Right now I have some real good EastEnders level drama in my life that really? I can't talk about because there's someone I care about involved. But if me and him cut ties,
it's all over for you bitches.
watch out.
I know, but like literally, it's the same thing. It's like I think you follow the same rule as me, where it's like, so I've BPD. Everybody knows this. I'm gonna stop talking about it soon, guys. I swear to God. But it's so relevant when we're sharing life stories, because it's like, why would you do such an unhinged thing, Janet? And I'm like, because I have a mental illness. Okay.
Literally.
So you have it as well, and you seem to do what I do, where you don't overshare now about like people maybe in your life and things like that, because you're like, I love and care about this person, and if I let myself off the leash, everything's ruined.
Yeah, which is why like I tend to wait till I know we're like, I did make a video once on the way to break up with someone.
I seen it. Yes, I did.
but like I knew it was done, you know, like I knew it was, like he was breaking up with me, like I wasn't being cruel.
Yeah, I love those videos. Do you know the girls that are like, get ready with me to get broken up with?
Yeah, I kind of did one of those, and oh my God, I was like unhinged that day, like I was not well. But like it was a funny video. But the thing is, sometimes I troll as well though, like sometimes I'll make like a video that is not, it's like my story time's true, but like sometimes I'll be like the other day, like I decorated a load of like Valentine stuff for my boyfriend, and I was like, just got ready, like it's only our second day, but I decorated all this Valentine stuff, and like I feel like it's an obvious troll to me, but I feel like sometimes people don't know when I'm being like tongue-in-cheek. My loyal followers know that like I'm joking, but some people are like, oh, it's just another bullshit story, and it's like, no, it's like it's a joke.
It's a joke. Yeah, it's kind of like doing the Trisha Paytas.
Yeah, but like not offensively.
Yeah, just making a joke about like decorating after your like third date or something. It's funny.
I was just like, I'm obsessed with him. I love this because it's kind of like, that is kind of hyperbole of who I actually am. So I thought it'd be funny, but like I mean, it was over the top for the fact it was my boyfriend anyway. Like no man deserves that. But
I'm like, I have to try and hide the crazy so much when I start dating people, because like in my head I'm like, 10 miles deep in a storyline that I've created of us like doing all these things together and like talking about them in like an interview or something, and la 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 la. And then it's like, Janet, how many times have you been on a date with this guy? And it's like, oh yeah, like 4 or 5 times.
I don't hide it. I'm actually extremely high maintenance, which is another thing that pisses people off on TikTok. Like, they do not like, because I'll say like,
but you're open about it.
Yeah. And like, the guy I'm dating right now, like, was a follower, and so it came into this relationship knowing like fine dining was expected. You know? Like,
yeah, you know what you're getting. You know what you're signing up for.
And I'm not gonna lie about, like, one, I'm not gonna lie and say I'm not crazy, because I am insane. Like, I am difficult to be with. But like, worth it. Crazy girls are the best in bed because we seek approval. Like, it's just a fact. But secondly, like, I'm high maintenance as fuck. Partly because, I don't know, I think maybe it's like because I just want someone to tell, like, I don't know, give me all the affirmations that I struggle to give myself. So like, I like want someone to put me on a pedestal, and it makes me feel really good when they do that.
Or do you do that thing that a lot of people do where it's like, are you high maintenance because you set them like like, it's like, if you do this thing, like, then I'll know you love me, because I've had an emotional outburst, and if you stay with me after this, you really do love me.
So no, I don't do it with emotional outbursts, but I do it with like, I'm like eyeing the guy I'm dating in the corner, like, who I was like, do you want to buy me a Prada bag? Like a month. And like, that to me is like that's like a commitment. I'm like, he passed the Prada test, so like,
you got a Prada bag?
Stay. Yeah. 100%.
Girl, I need to take fucking notes. I asked for nothing in relationships.
Oh, I asked for the world. You gotta set it hard that first month, Prada back, because if he doesn't do it, he's not worth it.
Where were you when I was on the dating scene, dude? Like, when I was out there trying to get people.
But this is the thing, is like, as women, we have so much choice that, oh my God, I'm literally female under.
Yeah. As a high value female, I have so many options.
No, but like, women do enjoy. You don't have to be an attractive woman. Like, you just have to be a woman, and like, men will want to be with you. Like, I'm insane, and I still have like plenty of options. Like, insane.
I think you're coming from hot girl privilege there, because some of us don't have that many options. Okay,
you absolutely do. You could have the Prada bag, I promise you.
You think that? Okay, yeah. You're coming from like this like beautiful model, curvaceous. I'm built like a beanpole, like, you are absolutely awkward as hell.
You have paid for those tits, unless you just show them off.
Yeah, like, but it means I'm built like an Apple AirPod.
You are not an AirPod.
I am an AirPod.
Don't ever call
I go straight up, straight
AirPod.
down until I get to the little top where it's like the capital letter P.
I like AirPods.
Yeah, some people do.
Most men like AirPods.
Not when you're built like one. But I can't work out, so I can't get my butt back, so who cares? I don't care anymore.
What can you do?
Because if somebody takes me down, I'm like, oh, you really must love me. Because I'm not giving, I'm not serving none
I
of
mean,
that.
I kind of feel like that when I'm at, like, like, at the moment, because I'm at, like, my heaviest weight. Which, by the way, I've had, like, followers come up to me and be like, you look fat in person. Like, straight up. They're like, you're kind of bigger than I expected.
I had that once where I was doing a festival, and it was about, like, a year or two after I did TV, and I overheard this, like, teenage boy literally say, she's actually ugly in person. Like, she looked so hot on TV, but she's actually real ugly. And I was like,
No. What?
But that's a common thing that happens all the time. I've had it with photographers and all this kind of stuff where, like, they've accidentally basically said, like,
You're ugly.
well, they're like, you look so good on camera. Like, but with this caveat
you're so pretty.
of, like, in person, it's like,
No, you're gorgeous. They're lying.
dude.
But I do get the, like,
mind.
you're so photogenic comment. And sometimes I'm
Yes.
like, is that backhanded? Like, I'm not sure.
I won that at a beauty pageant as a kid.
Oh.
Miss Photogenic.
Miss Photogenic. You have it framed?
Nah. That's code for, like, you're ugly in real life.
Catfish.
I wrote a song about catfishing the other day.
Why?
Because I love catfishing.
What?
So in a fun way, basically.
How are you catfishing?
So basically, it's like it's taking all the tools you as a woman have been provided.
Okay.
Because, you know, you have a level of standard of beauty that society gives you so that you can you can become the beauty standard, right? So it's like the push-up bras, the sucky innie knickers, the fake lashes, the fake hair, the fake nails. So basically I just wrote this song where it's like I'm wearing my 6-inch heels, I'm wearing my sucky innie knickers, I've really glued on these eyelashes, lads, like done all this, la 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 la, and then the chorus being like, you know, I'm going fishing.
I love that.
Catfishing.
I love that.
Thank you. So it's like a fun little, like, tongue-in-cheek, like, you know, I'm going to use all these things and I'm going to go out on a night out and get you on the pool, like, but God only knows what you're waking up next to, like.
I just think that there should be an understanding of that, though. Like, I don't understand why men look at women and are like, oh, that's so fake. I'm like, yeah, but that's what you want. Like, I don't understand. Like,
Yeah, it's literally like whenever I post, right, say I don't put my eyeliner on, just my eyeliner. You're like, you're so naturally beautiful. Oh my God, you didn't need all the makeup. And I'm like, it's the same amount of makeup. I just couldn't be bothered doing my
it's
eyeliner.
literally just the eyeliner.
Yeah.
I get when I don't put a filter on my videos, like, so I'll put a filter on like most of my TikToks or whatever, but like I stream as well, so I'm on Twitch, you can see what I look like on Twitch. But like on TikTok I'll always use the same stupid filter, partly because I think it helps algorithm. Like, I have certain filters that I feel like do well.
Yeah.
I have no basis of that, but like I just feel like certain videos do well. Maybe I just look nicer in the videos, but like I feel like the filter helps the video. But then I'll post one without a filter and people are like, oh, she looks rough, man, like what happened?
Yeah, I kind of run this thing on my Instagram where, like, I'll make sure that I post when I've got, like, no makeup and my hair's ugly and I'm looking like a gremlin, so that whenever yeah, well, it's more so that whenever then I look hot when I've actually put effort in, that people are like, oh my gosh,
Wow.
because otherwise you just get used to that and then I have to fulfill that constantly and maintain that facade constantly, and I'm like, I don't have time.
It's effort.
Yeah.
I just can't be asked with makeup. And do you know what's the funny thing is, what people always like, do a makeup tutorial. I do my makeup with my fingers like a 12-year-old.
Same.
Like, I am not.
Same.
I
must be like a next level of bad at makeup as far as like doing it like a toddler, because my housemate bought me makeup brushes.
Oh, you have fancy makeup brushes?
No, they're Sailor Moon,
Okay.
so it's cute.
That is cute.
Yeah.
I feel like Sailor Moon would have been exactly the kind of thing I liked, but there was a girl at school that stole my boyfriend and she liked Sailor Moon, so I never...
So never forgive, never forget.
No, and I associate with her ever. Becky, I fucking hate you.
Called out, bro.
Just being real.
So, like, how did you get into, like, the plus size modeling and all that kind of stuff?
Well, because
I'm hot. Because I'm just hot and curvy.
I actually went to drama school initially, so I trained as an actor.
Oh, wow.
And then I was like at an acting audition and I got asked to come for a test shoot with a modelling agency for the first time. And I actually didn't get the job at that modelling agency, but I was like, this is something I never thought I could do. And I just looked into it more, and then
Bada bing, bada boom.
yeah.
So what have you done any like acting stuff then since you trained?
I did. So I didn't last very long in acting industry because people are really mean.
Shocker. The entertainment industry being cutthroat? Never.
It's incredibly cutthroat to be an actor, and like, so I did a bunch of things. I did like my first like professional show and things like that, and obviously those were so exciting, and it was like the best thing ever because that was the thing I always dreamed of when I was a kid. And like getting into drama school, like the day I got into drama school, which like if anyone knows anything about drama school, like it's just incredibly hard. When I got my acceptance letter, I threw up. Like, I wasn't even happy. And then my mum was like, congratulations. I was like, shut the fuck up.
Keep your voice down.
I was like, I couldn't process, like, to be happy. So
Sorry,
it really
that's me
was.
opening that.
It really was, like, my dream. But then once I got into it, I don't know,
The reality came kicking.
I came quite disillusioned with how much rejection there was. And I was just like, do you know what? Like, I'm really fucking good. But, like, everyone is really fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody. But then when I went into plus size modeling, I just was getting more work. Like, it was just easier. Like, I would just go to a casting and get it.
Sick.
And when I went to auditions as an actor, I just didn't. I think part of it was that, like, when I went to modelling, having ginger hair was really helpful. Like, being plus size and having ginger hair. Like, there's another, like, plus size redheaded model who I used to get called in whenever she would pull out. I can't remember her name, but she has,
That's
like,
pretty cool, though.
200k on Instagram or whatever. And I remember I had, like, 2k at the time. And I built a big Instagram following from, like, her pulling out of things, and me taking her, me getting a call because, like, this girl from a similar agency had pulled out.
I love that.
But yeah, it was just easier.
Fair. Well, I was dating somebody who, like, was a professional in their field, right? They're really successful at their job, and then they decided to start doing, like, acting stuff, a lot of, like, stunt stuff and, like, just, like, background work. I can't remember what the term for that is.
Like extras,
yeah, essentially. So they did that, and then they would get sent these casting things for, like, roles that in their head, and I would agree they're perfect for. So, like, I think everybody knows I always used to go for, like, these Viking looking men, like 6'4", built like shit houses, like, you know, tanks of humans, right? So, like, they're like, I'm perfect for this role, blah 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 blah, and then they wouldn't get it, and they got to the point where, yeah, they were landing stuff, but the things that they really wanted, they weren't getting. And they were like, I just don't get it. Like, I'm perfect for this. And I'm like, ha, welcome to the creative industry. It's a lot of no's, bitch. Yeah. It's a lot of no's. And this is your first experience. And I'm here to tell you it's not so fun. So, because, like, they were at that point where they were like, maybe I'm going to start taking this seriously. I'm really, really going to start taking this seriously. And I was like, yeah, have fun. have fun. Just, I had to, like, reel them in and you know, give them a bit of a reality slap. Not killing their dreams. I'm like, absolutely do this, but
it's hard.
I wouldn't put starting that company on hold to go into doing, like, the stunt register or, like, to set your high hopes on the extra stuff. So I felt like a dick, but they actually appreciated it. So.
Yeah, it depends what you look like with extra work as well, because if you look like a Viking, there's very few, like, things you're not going to get called in to be the background EastEnders because you'll draw attention. I do know some men that did extra work for Game of Thrones, though, that I think you might be quite interested in.
Dude, because I'm from Northern Ireland, obviously, and that's where they film most of the things for the North. So all my mates were in Game of Thrones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all the bearded, all my
Everyone
friends.
Who looks slightly Viking-y.
Yeah, exactly. His issue is, like, he gets the roles for, like, you know, because there's so much of this, like, fairy tale world and, like, pirate stuff. So there are roles for, like, someone who's built like that person was. It's just whenever they really wanted something, it just wasn't coming in. And I'm like...
Just doesn't happen. And you do get your hopes up. And the thing is with auditions as well is you always think, when you think you've done really well, you haven't. And when you think you've done shit, you've done really well.
Landed it, yeah.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
It just never makes sense. Because I do that where, like, I'll be doing a gig and, like, if I'm hired for, like, another person's gig, so it's, like, not my show, it might be, like, some bar, like, club thing is doing a music night or whatever, and I'll perform, and then there's people at the bar and they're talking away and, like, they're not listening. I get, like, proper, like... weird toddler syndrome, and I start, like, really going for it. So then I'll come off stage and be like, I hated it so much, it was awful, and then my manager will come up and go, that's one of the best gigs you've ever done. And I'm like, oh, it's because they weren't listening to me. No one was paying me attention and it hurt my feelings, so I worked even harder.
It's hard though, like, it's a grind, and it's not for everyone. And when I was at drama school, like, that was intense, like, that was crazy. The hours that I did at drama school, you have to come in sick, like, if you take time off sick, like, you aren't there anymore. Like,
you don't exist.
Yeah, someone gets your job. And, like, I just found it too cutthroat and ruthless, and with modelling I actually found it in a much nicer industry. Maybe that's because I work in plus size modelling, I don't know.
Maybe
maybe they are just, like, more accepting because I am working in, like, a more diverse body. Like, I work with a lot of, like, POC, and, like, there's just a lot more, like, diversity when you're working in plus size modelling. I just feel like there's more diversity in general than straight size.
Yeah, the straight sizing stuff is pretty bizarre. Like, because I remember in the early days of like, doing like the photo shoots and the clothes and stuff like this, and like, you know, like there's been that strict measurements and all of this kind of stuff. Like your boobs can't be this size, they have to be this size, and your waist can't exceed this, and your hips and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, oh my God.
I still have restrictions of like, because obviously you need to look how, like when they hired you, like you need to fit the clothes that they want. So right now, like even like plus size modeling, they're like, you need to lose some weight. I'm like, oh, oops.
And I
and I
jump scare.
But that's fine because like it's not like an uncomfortable amount, and also they give you a set amount of time to lose it in that is like fair, so that you can lose it.
You can lose it healthily.
Yeah, so you'll get told like 6 months advance, like, hey, you need to lose some weight. Oh, do you know what was savage though? Is like I updated my weight a little while ago on like one of those sites, like Mandy or something, one of the acting sites. They're like really basic ones, not like a good one. But it updated my profile, and it was like recommended role updated for you, and it was like Ursula. Disneyland. And I was like, I don't want to be Ursula.
I don't want to be Ursula.
I don't want to be Ursula. I'm sure that the people who play Ursula are beautiful and it's wonderful, but I don't want to be Ursula.
Yes, like my ego doesn't want that actually. So yeah, I don't know. It's tough because like I've seen the benefits of being like I'm way smaller now than I was before, and like there was a plus size because we did like a photo shoot before a couple months ago anyway when I was at my smallest, and it meant that like you could just wear like the stuff straight off the fucking handles from the designers without anything needing to be amended and things. And I was like, oh, I get why, but also like,
yikes.
Yeah, like because I was going in, and the worst part is like, especially with the photos and stuff, like I went into that photo shoot and I was not in a good way. Like my heart condition plus loads of other things meant that I was like super skinny. And then you look at the photos and you go, I look normal. Like I look, I don't look malnourished. I look healthy in these photos, and I'm like looking in the mirror going,
that doesn't make sense.
This doesn't add up. Like it looked like I had thighs. Well, I don't have thighs. I have chicken legs. I have little bony little chicken legs. All right, and I was like, that's so weird. Like that whole thing of like a camera adding 10 pounds and all this bullshit. I was like, I get why that's so unhealthy. Oh my God.
It's a weird one. I don't have a lot of experience in like straight size modeling just because I've always been around the like plus size industry.
But then you see like in my head I'm like, so you see photos from like runways and the girls look like skeletorial. And it's like, how bad must they be in real life?
Yeah, if they look like that on camera.
Yeah.
And also that's with makeup to tone them and make them look healthier.
Everything. And like I've been backstage at a runway. It's disgusting.
Really? It's just sad. Like it does. It just make me sad.
It smells like the shits. No, it does.
Oh God! Don't say that. It
smells like that. It's so bad, but it's true because like this was like London Fashion Week, and I was talking to someone who used to model at it, and they were like, "Yeah, you literally just didn't eat for like a whole month before you went and did it."
That's so bad.
And then when you were eating, then obviously you're drinking so much fluid that it's like you've just got a tap on your butt. Yeah. It's just a tap. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God.
That's so bad.
Yeah. So I'm so glad that there's like just like actual more representation. There obviously could be more.
Yeah, I mean there can always be more.
There can always be more, but it makes me so bloody happy now whenever I see like an ad and they've got like say 3 models in it and it's like 3 totally different bodies, totally different skin shades. I'm like, yay!
It's also just like necessary. Like I want to be able to see what my clothes will look like before I buy them. And do you know what? Like it's a shame as well because like with the plus size industry, one of the problems is that like it encourages fast fashion because a lot of the fast fashion companies are the only places that stock plus size but clothes that are nice.
Like like Shein does a good job of like they do a bad job of the environment and people and ethics and
like
stuff.
Children. Yeah.
But what they do a good job at is keeping current with trends.
Exactly.
And actually having it for all sizes kind of vibes. Like
and people who are plus size like won't get that elsewhere. No. And like I'm not in favour of Shein. I'm in favour of like there being more ethical plus size brands, you know?
Literally. Like it just makes no sense because like if I was curvy, which I wish, like if I went on like ASOS and I was trying to buy a dress, it's like, I don't know how this dress is going to look at me because like the person wearing it
looks nothing like me.
Yeah, it's just like a clothes hanger.
Yeah, it's a difficult one as well because I know now like how all my clothes will fit on me because like I've had clothes fitted to me like many times.
Yes.
But like I have people ask me all the time. I even get messages from people being like, hey, like my sister has a similar body type to you and I want to buy her something. Like, what does it look like? And not men messaging me, that would be weird.
Yeah.
But like, you know, because like people just don't know like how to dress themselves almost. Like, I don't want to say dress for their size because you can wear the fuck
wear
you
whatever
want,
you want, dude.
But like they feel uncomfortable and want to dress in a way that's flattering to them and they don't know how. And it's like, I don't know,
But then again, like, flattering, like, who cares?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like...
They're hang loose.
Yeah, honest to God. If you're a bigger girl and you've got you want to wear some bloody low-rise trousers and a crop top, oh my God, that shit makes me so happy.
It does, like, have a certain, like, I don't know what it is.
It says fuck the system in 10 different languages.
Yeah, it has a vibe to it that is just strong when people do just break the
because
TikTok
thinks I'm a curvy lesbian.
What?
My algo feeds me like
curvy lesbian content.
Yeah.
Welcome
like,
to my world.
So it shows me like a lot of like plus size women like trying on their clothes and like recommending like clothing brands to get plus size clothing in.
What?
It's because I interact with that shit so much because I'm like, yeah,
that's so
because they tend to just, I don't know, they tend to be wearing things that's like even I'm afraid to wear and I'm like, yes, I love this.
Do you know one of my big issues that I have with just like plus size modeling is that I've worked in a lot of like lingerie. I've actually like been like books on like how to pose for boudoir and things like that. Like I've done a bunch of things like that. But most of the things I've done have been like dressing in lingerie for women to look at lingerie to buy. But like all the messages I get are from men being like, why would you dress like this if you told me to treat you like a slut? And I'm like, because that's a picture that I took for a woman to look at to see what it would look like on her body. Like,
yeah.
It was not for male consumption at all.
It's not for you.
Yeah, and I get asked all the time if I do sex work, if I do OnlyFans. Don't have any issue with sex work or OnlyFans, but I just don't. And I really don't like the assumption that I do. It bothers me. Just because like my body is there, it doesn't mean that I want you to it.
Yeah, no,
do you know what I mean?
It's like it's kind of just being over sexualized for just existing.
And I feel like curvy girls in general get that a lot. Like,
yeah, I've seen it with my own two eyes. Like,
it's weird.
Like they just exist, and then it's like inappropriate comments galore in real life, on the internet as well.
You see it with teachers, like teachers being told, oh, you can't wear that, that's a skin tight dress. But it's like, she's just existing. Like that's just her body, you know. And if like a skinnier teacher had worn the same thing, it would have been absolutely fine.
Yeah. It's that song. I'm sorry that you have to have a body.
Literally. But yeah, no, I don't like the over sexualization of it, because even when I have shot like lingerie or boudoir or whatever, it has always been content that was meant to be consumed by women. Who, even if they are like attracted to me, don't tend to like drool.
Or they do it in a polite way.
Yeah. Because they say I'm no better than a man, which always makes me laugh.
I love that comment.
Because it's polite. Like, why don't men know how to compliment? That's my issue with like, if men could just like say nice things and not be weird, it would be fine. But they never know how to say just like, hey, you look pretty.
Yeah, you look hot.
That's a good dress.
Yeah.
Like,
I do get it on my socials, but it's always like, I've been doing this for too long. Like, so it's that like what is it? It's not Schrodinger's cat, but basically where you're conditioned to expect a certain response, and if you don't get the response, then you're like, what's wrong? It's kind of like
the Bell one.
Yeah, so if you doll yourself up to the nines and then you go out and you're used to getting catcalled, and then you don't get catcalled, you're like, what did I do?
What did I do?
Am I broken? Am I ugly now? Kind of thing.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so when I go online and say I do post something and then I don't get, if I wasn't to get those comments, then I'd be like,
I'm doing something wrong.
What's happening? But I think that's why I like my TikTok following, because it's like my only social that I have predominantly women.
I have like a 50-50 split.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like direct 50-50 split. But I will say a lot of the men that follow me are actually like good. My issue with men is mostly on Instagram. Like I just wish men on Instagram would be like nice.
Instagram is awful for me.
Yeah, men on TikTok tend to be
they're actually quite nice, polite and nice, and everything's said quite in a cool way. It's like they've obviously like learned from the videos on TikTok. Like, whereas Instagram, if I always joke, I'll go on TikTok live before I go on Instagram live. Like when I'm in promo cycle, and I'm like, guys, I really need you to come watch me do an Instagram live because I'm gonna get so many comments of open bobs.
And they can get away with it on there as well. Yeah. I feel like TikTok is censored more. Although I do get harassed on TikTok live sometimes too. Like TikTok live is like, sometimes they'll just be like, there's people spamming like milk, and I'm like, mommy milkers, stop it, like I don't like it.
Yeah.
At least I'm calling a mommy.
It's there's definitely some comments that just leave a weird taste in your mouth.
But it's also just like, what are you expecting to achieve from that? Like, for example, like the guy I'm dating now is someone that originally followed me on TikTok. He followed me on Twitch, and like we just got chatting. Like, if you fancy someone on the internet, like,
you can get with them.
Yeah,
if
like,
you're chill.
If you're just like chill and like nice and complimentary, like you get a date and then you go out and then things work out, you know? Or maybe they won't, I don't know.
They might not. Yeah. I mean, I did so much internet dating, dude, that it's disgusting. Like the amount of awful stories I have from internet.
Have you dated a follower?
Not initially, no, never.
Oh.
It's because I put so much of my life online, dude. Like I wrote a book, I did like exposés on myself, I did documentary, like all this stuff that is like airing all my dirty laundry, every single piece of it. Like if you have a question,
Google it
and it's there. The answer is there, and it's like it just feels like an imbalance of knowledge.
Yeah,
not necessarily power, because I don't think I wield anything. Like I don't think I have any power at all. But I've never, followed. I've never did. Kind of. Actually, no, wait, that's a lie. I did date someone from TikTok, but it's because I was a fan of theirs. They were like, they were just this hot man. Like again, Viking. I used to love CrossFit, and they did a lot of CrossFit and stuff, and then they'd post content.
How many followers did you have?
I think about like 300K or something. Yeah, so he was one of those guys where all the comments are literally just like
Viking men.
Like Facebook women. Like Facebook moms being like, oh my God.
They worse than the men on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
They have
yeah. Honestly,
moms.
we need to expose that, right? You think the men are bad on the internet, you go on Facebook and you look at the thirsty moms. Thirsty. So his whole comment section was just filled with thirsty moms. And then I obviously left a comment because I was like, wild, free, single, and actually I was dating at the time, so which is a big thing because she doesn't do it often. I go through spells, but I commented on this thing, right, on that video of he did a thirst trap and I thirsted. Okay, he looked like a tall glass of water, and I was in the Sahara Desert of a dry spell, so I commented, and then eventually I noticed his comment on one of my TikToks, and then found out that he'd followed me. Oh, because I didn't follow him whenever I did the thing, because I'm shy.
Why did you not follow?
Because I'm dumb.
See, that's where you.
That's where I messed up. Yeah,
he would have followed you back immediately if you'd followed him.
See, yeah, so that's unfair. He followed me first, so then I followed him, and then it was like we just like met up and stuff. So
oh, cute.
Yeah,
I've dated a follower twice. This is the only time I've known about it.
That's happened to me before.
I had someone lie.
Yes,
that was creepy.
Yes, one of my. So I've not had that many like actual long-term partners. I think I've had 3 in my life, and one of them we worked together at one point, and then they hoodwinked me into a date.
They hoodwinked you? Yeah,
they made it out like we were meeting up to do work.
Oh,
and then it was like that coffee turned into a dinner on the day whilst I was already traveling there.
Oh.
And then I was kind of just stuck. So then I don't know. And then I wasn't used to somebody like being nice to me. So I was really under socialized at the time. Okay, I didn't have any friends my own age or anything like that.
Oh no,
at all.
That makes me so sad.
Yeah, it was kind of quite pathetic actually.
Don't say that. Yeah, not pathetic.
I was not in a good place. I was coming out of my alcoholism actually. I was about like a couple months sober.
That must have been hard. That's how you end up in a bad relationship, is when the first person that's nice to you cling to.
Yeah.
That bad.
Yeah, so it wasn't. He was the issue was he was actually great, like in the sense of like he was very kind, very considerate, very like giving, all this kind of stuff. But I had to leave it because I was like, I don't see my life with you. Yeah, and that was sucky because it's like I was so comfy. But then when I noticed him planning a future, I was like, okay, now I have to pull out because like this is just not fair. It's
a difficult one. I've dated people where I've been like, I just have fun with you. I had a boyfriend for a while. I was on off with him because like I don't know, we were just both assholes. But like we were both toxic in the same way. Like he would like make fake accounts, like view my stuff. I'd be making TikToks being like, this fucking ass. Like
okay, yeah.
we were that couple,
Chaos.
you know. But like I knew I was never gonna marry him. Like from the day I met him, like I just knew like that it was never gonna work. But it was just fun, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and he was my boyfriend that I would go clubbing with, and I feel like that's never the boyfriend you marry. Like,
I've never gone clubbing with a partner.
oh my god, we used to go clubbing every weekend. Like we would get wasted.
Wow, wacko wasted.
Yeah, and like just go clubbing and like go home with each other and have some argument on the night out. That was the drama moment. You needed the like main course, you know.
Oh yeah. It has to be a movie. It has to be a start, middle, and an end, you know,
Yeah.
and a recovery. So
As much as I cried every time we like broke up, I like every time I knew it was gonna not work out. I was like, "No, this is not the man I married." Like,
yeah, that's fair. I always think I'm gonna marry them.
I think that most of the time. It depends though. Like I don't. Sometimes I like kid myself though. Like I'm like, oh, I really like this man, but
Yeah.
really I just like what he does for me.
Okay, fair. Mine
yeah.
is like I have a weird thing where I just like overly bond with someone. So like I do that thing where I've created the image of them.
Yeah.
Like we've not hung out enough for me to know the true version of them, but my brain has made them into like this perfect infallible human and la 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 la
Put on
la.
a pedestal.
Yeah, absolutely. And even whenever they do something that should crack that facade, I'm like, I don't see it.
Oh my god, I see it and I have a meltdown.
I mean, yeah. I mean, whenever they do something incredibly wrong, then I'm a mess.
Yeah, but when I put someone on a pedestal, if they do something a little bit wrong, I'll be like, that's not the person on my pedestal. What are you doing?
Black and white thinking.
Who are you?
Yeah, the black and white.
This is not my boyfriend. Get out.
The splitting thing.
Yeah, black and white thinking and splitting is like a massive issue. I do it to my friends as well. Like if my friend cancels plans with me and I'm like getting ready or I'm excited about it and she'll cancel plans, I will tell them, I'll be like, I need like a few days to like process the fact that you've just cancelled on me, because this is how I've had to do it as an adult. I'm like,
Emotional
I
recovery.
cannot have a conversation with you right now because like I'm going to tell you to fuck off and
Yeah.
like bad things because like I cannot control my emotions. I feel abandoned and like it makes me feel like I want to die when you like cancel plans on me. And so like I've had to be like, give me 3 to 5 work days.
Yes.
I'll get back to you and then we can have a rational conversation about why I'm upset.
That's fair. I never really split on like friends.
I do it less now.
I only do it with people I'm dating, which is annoying because it's like I'm so bored of the whiplash.
Yeah.
Of like, you're my favorite person and I hate you and I never want to see you ever again. Oh my god, you're my favorite person to ever exist and I want to die.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, why can't we just not do that?
It's so hard as well because with BPD it's like, well, where is the end of that? Like, am I just gonna be married to someone and be like, I fucking hate you? Oh no, I do love you. Like, and I just feel like an asshole.
I mean, since I got medicated and was doing good therapy and all that kind of stuff, definitely made a difference.
Yeah.
Definitely made a
I should
huge
try
difference.
that.
I mean, it's a tough one because I know people always feel, because there's so much media out there that's like, don't take pharmaceuticals and da 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 da. You can do this naturally and all the rest of it. And it's like, wow, this is a mood, like a personality disorder. Like it's not. I'm not talking about like getting the SADS, which is real though. Like that's awful and it's annoying because I thought my bipolar was SADS for my whole life.
Oh really?
I thought I had SADS. I had bipolar. Because I had manic depression.
Oh damn.
So I'm bipolar type 2. So I just thought that's what I had.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Why you think that?
Yeah.
I wonder how many people that happens to.
Probably quite a lot. But like definitely for me, like biting the bullet and actually getting like psychiatric help and all that kind of stuff really made a difference. So annoying.
Yeah. I've been like in and out of therapy since I was 11.
Yeah, but to find a therapist when you have BPD is incredibly difficult.
Yeah, so right now I'm in that struggle where like I've been looking at private therapy and stuff, but like I'm on like wait lists for private therapy.
Yeah.
Like how am I not getting, like, I'm paying you. Like,
I'm paying you. Yeah, it's tough because like I'm so used to doing psychodynamic, which is just talk therapy. You just talk to someone. Like my shrink was like, no, you can't really do psychodynamic because you have BPD, so you'll just talk yourself in circles.
Okay.
Because a lot of psychodynamic therapists don't like talk back to you. They just ask you more questions and hope that you'll come to the conclusion yourself and all this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Whereas
I'm not rational.
yeah, so luckily I found a talk therapist that it calls me out, attacks me. Like it feels like an attack. She's not attacking me. She's very lovely, but she's just a ball buster. Like I'll say something that's clearly like mentally ill.
Oh.
Right, and then she just doesn't let it slide. Where in other therapies, I've said similar things and they don't challenge me.
Okay.
So she challenges me.
You
on
need
everything.
that, like...
Yeah, I need somebody just to be like,
What did you say?
yes, literally. Did you think by like telling me this thing that you're doing to yourself, which is clearly like not good, do you think I was just going to let that slide and never hold you accountable for it, or like make you make adjustments in your life so that you can not do that?
I already never want to meet your therapist.
I know. But she is.
I don't need that.
She's so lovely though.
Yeah.
But like I love and hate her. The mental ill part of me hates her life, right? That toddler that kicks and screams is like, I never want to see her again.
Yeah.
She's not my friend. And then the other part of me is like, the one that wants to get better and move forward is like, she's great. She's exactly what we need.
Yeah, I had a really good therapist when I was a kid. So like when I was like a mentally ill child. Like, I mean, I had friends, that's cool. But like, I was like, fucked up. You know, like I was like, she has issues at home, you know? Because I had selective mutism. So like I couldn't talk. Yeah. Like I was fine and I was confident and I could talk all the time. But if you asked me about my feelings, boom, I would go mute. Point blank. So when they put me in therapy, I would go because I wanted to help, but I would just sit there in silence for an hour. And so 11-year-old me was going to therapy and sitting in silence for an hour, sitting in silence, like every single week. I would, like sometimes twice a week, I was sitting in therapy for an hour in silence.
Yeah.
And like when I say like people don't understand with mutism, like, it's not like you don't want to talk. It's like, you know, in a dream, like when you try and scream and you make no noise.
Yes, exactly.
It is exactly like that, but you're just trying to say words. And like they physically cannot come out. Like no noise comes out. And
you're not choosing to be quiet.
Yeah, I had a really, really good therapist when I was a kid, who worked with me for like years and years and years. And he like got me to like write down all my words and like read them out one by one, just so that I'd be able to talk. So in a lot of ways, like even though I'm like a fucking train wreck, I'm a lot better than I think I ever would have been if I hadn't have had that man in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice.
Yeah.
I had a really bad therapist when I was younger.
Oh, were you in CAMS?
No, I can't really say. I don't want to out them, but they ended up doing more harm than good, to be honest.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
They do that a lot, though. Like, you hear a lot of bad things about... I think I got very lucky with mine.
Yeah, that's... You defos did, because I remember coming there with two big issues. One being the fact that I was wildly anorexic.
Oh, gosh.
Like, incredibly so. I don't want to say numbers, but, like, we're talking double digits, you know, when it comes to pounds.
Yeah.
So it was bad. And I remember coming in and finally confessing, like, I think I have a problem with my food. And she's like, I don't know. You know, she basically just was like, I don't think so. I think you just might be going through like a growing spurt or something and you've lost weight.
She could have been sued if you died. I know.
And then it got, because I was at the start, maybe before I hit the double digits.
Yeah.
And I knew I was falling into it. And I might have came for help. And then that's whenever she was like, no, you seem healthy. And then you're like, I look healthy. I don't want to look healthy. Yeah. It got so bad that literally when I went back to visit the school, one of the teachers I really, really got on with, she was like, do you remember like the people that came in to talk about the eating disorders and stuff? And I was like, yeah. Like, I remember going in the guys and the girls all sitting in this room with a speech about it. And she's like, yeah, Scott did that for you. I was like, oh. She's like, did you notice it was only for your year group? I was like,
oh gosh.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That seems like a weird call out though. Like, why would they not just have someone speak to you?
God, like... dude, like, because I had a therapist at the school, which, you know, it wasn't the best. That she was okay, but the other one was really, really bad. But like, I just remember like whenever it was like, today we're going to talk about eating disorders, and I could just feel everybody being like,
staring. Yeah. That's a big yikes. I'm not gonna lie that they do that.
It's so bad.
I just got very lucky, I think, because I have had many, many horror stories. Bear in mind, like, I've kind of been in and out of therapy my whole life, so I've kind of spent a lot of time with people who have BPD, who, I mean, are ill enough to be in therapy their whole lives, because, like, I've met them.
I'm one. When I left rehab, they were basically like, guess what? You get the blessing of going to therapy forever.
Woo!
Basically, I was told, like, you can't leave therapy until the therapist discharges you.
Okay.
But joke's on me, because... that might be literally never.
Yeah.
Some people grow out of BPD and some people don't.
I don't think I'm going to grow out of it. I think I've got a lot better. I think I'm a lot less destructive than I used to be. And like I see myself, like when I look at myself like 5 years ago, I never thought that I'd be able to like live on my own and things like that. I could never like be on my own. Step. I needed people. And like now, like I don't want to live with people ever again.
Fair.
So
no, that is fair. I live with someone now because I mean, they're a really close mate of mine. Like we get on like a house on fire, and also like I moved into that house with the guy I was seeing at the time before we broke up. We lived there for like a year and then we broke up. Oh, so do
you not find that awkward though? I find it awkward. I don't like memories in places. Although
I'm normally bad with it, but it's like the place I'm living in has certain things that I need in it to do my job a little bit. So
yeah,
it's like,
that makes sense.
oh.
I say that though, like I haven't had like a million boyfriends in the like I currently live in. Like, I was actually thinking about this the other day. Like the amount of people, I was like, I wonder how many people have walked down my stairs and I've never seen them again. Like not even just boyfriends, but like friends. I've been like, just fuck off, and like they just never come back. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. No.
I like to burn a bridge. I like to set that shit on fire. Like
My abandonment issues could never.
oh, I will.
I keep people around even after they've hurt me.
No, I just gotta get rid.
Smart, yeah.
But the thing is, though, I've got really, really good lifelong friends that I've had since I was in school that, like, I know aren't going anywhere, so I'll never do that to them.
The close
like,
ones, yeah.
Yeah, but, like, I have, like, a big friendship group. Like, there's, like, 12 people that I went to school with that, like, I am still really, really close with. I will be for my entire life. And, like, they will never feel the brunt of my mental health issues because I've done it a million times to them and they're not going anywhere. I've screened them on nights out. I've done, like, all the crazy BPD shit around them and they've not gone anywhere. I know they're not going anywhere, which means I then don't have to do it around them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got the security.
Yeah, it's almost like the BPD's got. There's no point. They're
not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere,
like,
so we
stop
leave.
testing them.
Yeah, we leave them alone actually now.
But like, if I make a new friend, like we'll be like screaming at each other. Like I don't know. Like she just gets intense. And I've also had it a few times where I've made like I'm bisexual, but like I tend to date men. I've had a lot of casual sex with women, but like I don't tend to date women. I think because I like being looked after, I like being taken out and stuff like that, and I haven't had that dynamic so much with the women that I've met. So like I've just preferred it to be a casual thing. But I have had it where I've made like best friends who have been like in love with me because I'm a really intense friend, and I'm bisexual. And if they're also like queer, they'll be like, "This girl's in love with me," and I'm like, "No, I'm just obsessed with you." Like, I'm not in love with you.
Yeah.
Like, and that has led to like a few awkward situations where I've almost had like friend breakups where they're like, but I love you. And I'm like, no, I'm obsessed with you. Like, I don't want you to lose you, but like, I don't want to date you. And that's a weird, like a BPD thing, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. Anytime I've been let off the leash and just organically made friends, it's never been good.
Oh, really?
Apart from my friendship circle now, which are sick. Like, there's loads of us in that. There's like 30 of us. But, like, they were the first time where I'd made friends that were genuinely nice people. And, like, there's, like, kind of this thing in the group where it's, like, if you do something awful, like, you might get a warning. Because I know somebody did get 2 warnings and now they're kicked out because their behaviour was awful, though. Like
they get a warning?
There was, like, SA stuff involved in that and, like, consensual stuff and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that doesn't need a warning. I feel like that's just out.
Oh, well, they got the warning before people found out about the other things. And as soon as the other things came forward, then it was like, okay,
do you want some juicy goss?
Yes.
So this is actually really dark, trigger warning. But, like...
I will have to put warnings on this one anyway.
Yeah.
So.
I got like essayed, right, by like a quite popular influencer's boyfriend. And he like I was asleep at my friend's house and this guy had come back with us and he basically had arranged it so that he would come back with us, which I didn't realise until afterwards. I had to stay at this guy's house because I think my train got cancelled because someone had been hit, which is really sad. So I was like, oh, can I just crash at your place and I'll go back in the morning? And then this other guy was like, oh, I need to stay too. But he didn't. He could have just got a bus home because he still lived in London. I didn't. And so he came back to the house, essayed me when I was sleeping. Yeah, and I like woke up. I screamed the fucking house down because I am not a quiet bitch. Like I was.
You're not going down.
Did you think I was gonna freeze? I'm a fighter. Like, and so I screamed this fucking house down. I'm like, you fucking. I'm like going off. I wake up the whole house of like my friend and all his housemates, and yeah, it's chaos. And I messaged this influencer being like, hey, like your boyfriend assailed me. Like, you should know this. Like, he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh no, like she was like. It's not funny, but like she was like, sometimes me and him have sex in our sleep, so he probably just thought you were me. And I was like, girl, like I'm telling you that your boyfriend is a predator, and he also put himself in the situation to be around me.
Yeah.
And also there were 2 sofas where we were sleeping, and I had moved sofas like twice because this guy kept sitting on the sofa with me.
Girl, your story is copy
I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, yours is copy paste of mine, right? Like where the first time I ever. So sorry, it's taking a dark turn, and if I make any jokes in this story, it doesn't take away from the fact that it was really hurtful and really painful for me emotionally, okay? But I'm past it, right? Whatever. Okay.
Absolutely.
No, that's been said.
Understood.
One of the first times, this was the second time I ever got essayed. And same guy, great, beautiful, love it. Anyway, so we're at this thing, and like he was my best male friend, right? He knew everything about me at the time I was going through the whole not eating and la 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 la. And it also must be known that I was laughably frigid, like laughably so. I was afraid of being touched completely, and he knew about this because like I would break up with guys if they like tried to put their hand down my skirt.
Oh damn!
If they tried it, a week later we're not together anymore.
Damn!
You touch my booby, you're gone. Yeah, I was like, and that was at like 15, you know, whenever people are like doing the do's and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, and goodbye.
I feel like that's okay though.
Yeah, but that's just the way it was, and I was okay with it. I just grew up so religious that like I had a lot of weird stuff about it.
Yeah, of course.
So then we were at this party, and yeah, like me and my friend at the time, a girlfriend of mine, and then him. So me and my mate that was a girl, like we're like trying to sleep on the sofa together, like top to tail, like, you know, house party vibes. And then he like hopped into our sofa, like lay up beside me, and I was like, and because he was like drunk or whatever, and I was like, yeah, have the sofa. And we went into the other room. Yeah. And he came in again and hopped in, and I went back in. And then by the third time I was like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking sleep here.
Yeah, no, I did exactly the same thing.
You quit at some point because you're like, well, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Plot twist. It does. Awful.
I've learned that you have to just fucking call it out, and I wish I could go back and tell myself to be like, why do you keep sitting on the sofa? It's fucking weird.
Yeah, I know.
Instead, you just
to be
politely
so polite.
move back and forward. I should have just been like, stop fucking sitting on my sofa. It's weird. Like, I've just moved sofas twice and you still sat on the same sofa as me.
Yeah.
You're a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, that guy thought I was like really drunk or something, but I was even scared of alcohol at the time. So like anytime I had like a glass of vodka juice, I was like, 2 glasses of water. Little drink, 2 glasses. I was like,
that was wholesome.
Yeah, I was just tired. So like I got into the bed, but he thought I was like he thought I was like completely drunk. And then he tried it on. I'm a freezer.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, I know. How annoying is that? Yeah. Like, I'm like, babes, you've got gusto, you've got strength, you've got mental illness on your side. Come on.
Sometimes it's not enough anyway though. Like sometimes it's more traumatizing to fight and be overpowered, and that fucking sucks.
I think in the back of my brain it's not true, but my brain's like, if we put up a fight, like literally I'm like, I could take them. I could take them. And it's like, oh my god, no babes, stop. But yeah, like it's that politeness of like, I don't want to be an inconvenience. Okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah. Well, this guy actually pretended to still be asleep. When I screamed the house down, his response was to just go and very much
suddenly I'm asleep.
Everyone ran down. And I at that point, because do you know what? I've been in situations before. I started voice recording on my phone because like I was like, I might take this motherfucker to court. And now I actually might be going to court because long story short, the girl messaged me the other day being like, hey, I just want to apologize because it turns out he's done this to several women. Shock. It's almost like I told you like over a year ago that he was a predator and you were like, yeah, we were doing it all the time in our sleep. I was like, okay, but like not in my sleep.
Yeah.
Who is this man?
Me.
And also he said this really weird thing, right? This is what I mean. Like people tell on themselves like all the time. This man, like we were having like a DMC. I was actually getting on with him when we were in the house. I thought it was weird that he kept following me to sofas, but we were getting on as people. We were just chatting. We were playing a card game. We were playing Magic the Gathering.
Nice.
And so he was teaching me this magic thing and we were chatting and he was like, what's your worst fear? And I can't remember what I said. Like, I don't know, like abandonment. But I said like, what's yours? And he was like, going to prison. And now I'm like, why did he say that? Why did he say
Something
that?
You wanna confess, bro?
Like, what the fuck is wrong
what
with
have you done?
And like 4 hours later, I'm like, what?
You're like, yeah, you should
Bro, go to prison. Like,
yeah.
He's like, I just think I'd kill myself, like, if I was stuck there. I don't know if that was him, like, preemptively trying to guilt trip me, like, not to...
Because, like, if a sane person... If I goes, what's your biggest fear to a sane person? I'll use my manager, Rick, as an example, because he's the sanest man I know. If I turned around to him and went, what's your biggest fear? And he was like, being on death row. I'd be like, boy, what the fuck? Why are you afraid of that? What are you planning? How do you get from A to... all the way down to Z?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, so
I thought that was
telling.
So weird. And then as well, he tried to, like, gaslight my friend who is non-binary, but, like, at the time was he, him. They wouldn't mind me saying this because it's relevant to the story. But, like, they had lived in a house of lads the whole time. And we've been friends since we were, like, 14, 13. And so I've stayed at that house many times with like a million different housemates, a million different parties, stuff like that. And this guy was like, I don't know, she's just making it up, man. My friend was like, I don't think you know how long I've known her and how many times she's stayed over at our house with like dozens of men, and she's somehow never claimed before that someone has molested her. Like,
it's like,
bro, it's pretty sus. Like,
you're coming to me with a bro code?
And yeah, obviously I feel terrible for this girl who, like, I do understand why she chose to believe him. I understand that people believe what they want to believe. I get it. It's hard. But like at the same time, I was like,
I know, it's so tough.
You hear girls believe just the dumbest fucking shit sometimes. Like, he span her like, oh, I just thought it was you, babe. No, you didn't. Like,
you have eyes.
Yeah. Like, me and this bitch look nothing like each other.
You kind of have to be a little bit awake to, you know, do the do.
Yeah, 100%. And also, I was wearing like tights and stuff. I wasn't wearing comfortable stuff to like try and take off. So this man tried to like shuffle me around in my sleep. And obviously I woke up.
That requires brain power, bro.
Yeah, to take someone's tights off. I don't know what this bitch
takes
wears,
me having brain power to get my own tights off, let alone try and take somebody else's tights off. Yeah.
Luckily, it didn't get that far, but like it was traumatizing, and also like it happened to like a it was a high profile person's boyfriend, which is partly why like me and him were chatting so well, is because he was like, you gotta meet my girlfriend, she'll love you, like you both love pink and gaming and like. I'm like, why did you do that, bro? Like, we could have all been just friends.
Yeah, we could have been buds. Yeah, but you ruined it.
Yeah, now we might go to prison, so.
Good.
Good. We'll see.
Yeah, I honestly do contemplate. And I don't know if there's a statute of limitations in this country. Is there? Like, what's the...
I have no idea.
Because, like, the guy that did it to me, I was 15. I think he was, like, might have been 17 at the time.
Oh.
So I'm like...
It's so hard to prove, though. Like...
I have a witness.
Oh.
Because the girl that was sleeping at the bottom.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. See, I've always had the problem as well, like, controversial... but because of BPD, like when bad things have happened to me, I was in a really, really bad relationship for a while where like the guy I was dating was literally like, no one is ever going to believe what I do to you because you have BPD. Everyone's going to think you're a liar in court. And I literally have a voice recording of him saying that to me.
Oh, beautiful.
Because like...
Oh, I love it.
After a while, like this guy just said such horrible shit to me and then he denied saying it. So I just started recording it so that I knew I wasn't insane. Because he'd be like, you fucking fat cunt, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd be like, what? And he'd be like, oh, I just said something nice. And I'm like, huh? Like, I was like, you said... And he'd be like, no, I didn't. Like, it was the weirdest thing ever.
I once was dating someone that, was really problematic and, like, they did so many awful things. Anyway, I kept every conversation we ever had on every single platform. I had a folder full of all of our WhatsApp messages, all of our Instagram messages, all of our Facebook messages. Smart. The whole works, all date and time organized, all timeline to our relationship organized. La 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 la. So whenever we ended up going to like a few couples counseling things. I've been to couple counseling on my own, but I've also done it with a partner.
Yeah.
And I would say like, whenever he said this thing, and then he's like, I never said that. And I'm like, if you give me 20 minutes, I will dig deep and I will find the receipt of you saying it. Or you can just trust that I fucking have it because I know I have it because I've literally got a photo of it in my brain. It's like scorched in there.
At that point, why are we... Like, at the point at which I felt the need to voice record my boyfriend, why was I still in the relationship? Yeah. What the fuck was I thinking?
I don't know. By accident. If I'm seeing somebody at all, like even if we're just dating... You've got a folder.
Have you ever though had like your friend date someone fucking insane, and you're like trying to tell them that their partner's insane, and they're like, are they? I had like, do you know Repsion on YouTube?
Yes.
So me and him have been friends for like a long time. Like I used to YouTube when I was like 15, 16.
Lovely.
And we were friends from that. And he had a girlfriend for a while who I don't actually think I can name because I think it went to court. But like, yeah, she actually, because me and him were like online friends for a really long time. And like, we just interacted wholesomely. He has never, ever, ever in my life flirted with me. He's one of the few men that like has just never made like any sort of weird comment. He's just kind, sweet guy. Helped me with my YouTube channel when I was 16, you know? And he got this girlfriend for a while who just sent me a message being like, she blocked me from his account and then she sent me a message. She also has BPD, I learned. But like, she sent me a message being like, if you ever talk to my boyfriend again, I'll fucking kill you. And then she was like, no, actually, just fucking kill yourself. And I was like, whoa. And I like left it because I was like, I had no way of contacting him. I was blocking everything. A little while later, like when I rebranded a few things, I made some new accounts and stuff. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll send her a message because I hadn't seen pictures of her for a while. I was like, maybe like it's safe. But when someone is that crazy, I almost didn't want to say anything to him because I didn't want it to start an argument with her because I was like, she's obviously like not okay.
She's off the rails.
And I don't want to hurt him.
Yeah.
So I just left it. And then I messaged him afterwards and he was like, oh, yeah, I'm really sorry. He was like, she's like that. I was like, damn.
Were they still together or?
No, they'd like just split up.
Okay.
But like then he got a new girlfriend.
Please tell me she's
Who's
normal.
Jane. Love her.
Okay,
an angel. Who instantly was like, oh, you're a long-term friend of my boyfriend. Be my friend. And like now me and her are really close.
That's the best way to be.
She's amazing.
I love it when my friends get partners. I'm like, new friend.
Yeah, new bestie.
Yes.
Like, let's leave him behind. And Jane, amazing. But yeah, like that ex-girlfriend now is like harassing her and like trying to ruin her life. It's crazy. The drama that they're in.
So my thing is like, I get a lot of my male friends, my regular, like schmegular, like normal guy friends or whatever, just like telling me the most out-of-pocket shit that their partners have done to them or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. And I have to sit there and I'm like, yeah. And I give them the, you know, the mental illness psycho mumbo jumbo as to like why they're doing this thing. Because a lot of it usually comes back to some form of personality disorder.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that thing, you know, like, oh, that's called splitting. And, that's called, they're prone to black or white thinking or this, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh, the reason why they're reacting like that is because they were in a past traumatic relationship that they clearly haven't healed from. And I'm like, have they ever been to that? Or, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And they're like, oh, shit. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
I never come out and go, bitch is crazy, you should leave.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work. I live like my mum does, where like if my mum does this thing where if any of her kids are dating somebody that is clearly awful, she's like, I don't say anything, and I'm like, why don't you say anything? She's like, it just pushes them closer together.
Yeah, my mum's always been, there's only one boyfriend I've had that my mum has been like, this man needs to go. That was because I had a few black eyes. And she was like, oh, this is like not like, she was like, you're gonna like die, you know. And I remember having a conversation with my mum where she was like, you know you're gonna die, right? Like, and she just straight up was like this, you're gonna die. Like, stop. And I was still like, no, I can fix him, like it's fine. And also like, because I have BPD, I was like, I'm the problem. Bitch, I was not the problem. Like,
I just feel outed by that one sentence.
I remember I called my other ex-boyfriend, like, because I was like, I need reassurance. I was like, you know, like, I'm a bitch, like, in a relationship. He was like, yeah. I was like, would you ever hit me? He was like, no, like, why are you asking me that?
Yeah.
And I was like, no reason.
No, bye.
Just checking.
Asking for a friend.
And then I went to my boyfriend. I was like, well, my other boyfriend said.
Yeah, my ex said they would never hit me.
Yeah. He was like, no matter what crazy shit I do. But yeah, I'm a button pusher though. And so like, because I do button push, like, because I want to get a reaction. If I feel like someone doesn't care, I need a reaction. And so I'm like, well, I don't like your mum. And like, I'll go in like that. But like, usually people just get wound up. They don't punch you in the face. Like, that's not normal.
Yeah. I don't
Toxic.
Don't think that's ever really happened to me. It's just
no, don't. I don't recommend.
Well, I did a TikTok about it and then I took it down because people were concerned. That's when you know it's bad. When
TikTok's concerned and not just wanting the juice, that's when it's bad.
Yeah, because no, I was dating. So I told this story already in this podcast, but basically I was dating someone. We had like that kind of relationship where that stuff was consensual.
Okay, yeah.
You know, all that kind of stuff, whatever. But like one day we were on our way to watch like The Lion King or something.
Yeah.
And just like out of the blue, like in the middle of a parking lot, like broad daylight, just got out of the car and then they just like, I think we might have kissed and then they just went bang, hit me so hard my ears were ringing.
What?
Bruh.
Have you ever seen Stars? That's the worst.
That was kind of the vibes I got from it.
I didn't realise that was a real thing until someone hit me. I got punched in the face probably for the first time and I saw Stars and I was like, damn, that's what the cartoons are talking about.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah, it was not a good idea.
No, do not recommend. To be fair as well, like, not to get like sexy, but like, I used to like stuff like that in bed. And then I sort of realised that it was because I was traumatised. And I was like, I need to stop recreating my trauma. Because it was like I was kind of trying to recreate my trauma in a way that was like I was in control of it. Yeah, and I was like, I actually don't think that is a healthy thing for me to do. And I think that I need to be vanilla.
That's fair enough.
You know?
Yeah.
And also, do you know what my main problem was? Is that like, it wasn't that I was like, I don't want to have this sex because I don't want this guy to do this. I don't want him to like do whatever. It was more that like I was like, why does this man want like why
That's
is he
exactly
turned
where I
on
got.
by
That's
this?
where I got to. That is the
Yeah.
point I got to with the whole like
Why do you want to do that?
with
Like-
that style of doing the do. I was like, I was having a fun little time in that world, like blah 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 blah, and then I was like, I know why I like it. I've been traumatized. Why do you like hitting me in the face?
Yeah, and like
What's enjoyable about punching me?
just
Please.
punching a woman. Like
Just punching a woman. Yeah,
why do you want to do that?
Especially like I'm pretty breakable.
Yeah.
All right, and it's like, why are you doing it? Why?
Yeah, that was always the biggest turn off for me. It was almost like I wanted that, but with people who didn't want to do it, and that doesn't make sense. So like,
Yeah. No,
because if they wanted to do it, I'm like, why so keen?
Yeah, no, I definitely remember dating like this one guy who like I don't think like personality wise and everything we were the most compatible I think I've ever been with anybody.
Oh,
Yeah, like genuinely
compliments to the chef.
made me laugh. I made him laugh. He was very lovely, very caring, very everything. Blah 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 blah. And then the conversation eventually obviously came up where it was like, so what do you like in the bedroom? And I explained the things, and he's like, yeah, I'm never doing that to you.
my brother's cat like that
He's
too.
like, I dropped the gauntlet at just like a little light choking. That's it. That's as far as I go, and I'm not doing any more than that.
It's light spanking at most.
And you know what? Turned me
Fine.
on way more than any of the BDSM stuff. I was like,
No, I feel it.
you don't want to punch me in the face. I'm in love.
I do feel like there must be. I don't want to offend the BDSM community. There must be people who aren't traumatized that enjoy it for like wholesome reasons. But I really don't see any reason a man should enjoy hitting a woman and be turned on by that. Like in any reality.
Yeah, it just confuses
I don't
me.
get it, and I don't like that. And
I did try like for a long time thinking about why they might be, what causes of it, blah 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 blah.
That's nothing I could even like. Did you just not like your mum? Like
No, I think
is that
a lot of it comes down to especially like these people that like had no people weren't respecting them in their life, or like
and
maybe
they
they
wanna,
got picked on, nobody listened to them.
But surely
they
they'd want to hit a big guy, not a girl. And
also,
also,
a punch is a punch.
two of the guys that I've been out with that have really enjoyed that kind of thing have been like in the army as well. I'm like, you like shoot people? What are you trying to do to me?
Why are you playing? Why are you playing an easy target, dude?
Literally, yeah, like high up people in the army have done things like that to me. I'm like, this seems dangerous for you. Like, I feel like, what if you accidentally like really hurt me and then got in trouble? You know, because. I also get stressed about like I think they've got rid of it now, but they used to have it as like a defense in court that like you know, like that poor girl like Grace Milani who died, and the guy tried to say like, oh well, it was sex and she enjoyed it, and like it just went too far, you know. And I think they've taken that away as being a defense in court now, but I was always really afraid of that as well. Like people just kill you and then be like, oh well, she liked it in bed. Like,
yeah, no,
that was an actual defense.
That was
like,
the thing I was afraid of, and then also like, you know, if you've BPD, then they're like, well,
she was crazy.
Yeah, because I've said this joke before and it's awful, but like if somebody ended me, all they'd have to do was like she did it herself, and then go,
oh yeah,
BPD. As she's tried many times in the past.
Sounds about right.
So it adds up. Adds up, bro.
Yeah,
makes sense. The math is mathin'.
See, I always want to be like, leave a note that's like, I would never kill myself, but then on Twitter every 5 minutes I'm like, I don't kill myself. So like, I think it kind of counteracts like the sentiment.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But like, I don't really like. I just felt like that for 5 minutes sometimes.
Yeah, especially with the whole mental health stuff, because like I call myself a goldfish because I'll have like an emotional episode and then wake up and I'm like,
I'm good now. It's when you're like in the depths of turmoil and then you're just like, do you know what? I'll watch the Kardashians. Like, I'm done now.
Yeah,
I'm good.
but it's like you were on the cliff's edge 5 minutes before, and then the next minute you're like,
yeah, and then you're like, TikTok.
Yeah,
like,
it's so bad. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. Like the fact that now, like, I can see what life is like on the other side most of the time. So I would say at the minute I'm running on like a good 85% normal.
Yeah.
And then I still have the 15% of like unhinged and
I'm
being as
I'm
bad
like
as
the
what it
other
was.
way right now.
Oh.
Like, I'll get back.
Yes.
But like right now I am like 85% unhinged. Like I am like unwell. And so
I just,
But it swings. It swings
and roundabouts.
I'll go back.
Yeah, for me, it's just like, I'm just so tired.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of like my whole life just being one big emotionally traumatic and exhausting thing that like, I don't know. I just can't be bothered. I just don't want to overthink things. I don't want to get myself into tears and crying and.
It sucks. It does. And it's like, what can you do? You got BPD.
But the sad thing about the BPD that day, I literally cried for like a whole day. Whenever I found out that you wouldn't have if you didn't have the trauma that other people did, like bad things have happened to me. I haven't talked about the things that caused the BPD because it would get other people in trouble and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, these things happened before I was like, say 15 even. And then it's like, so now you have this condition for the rest of your life. And I'm like, so you're telling me that if the people didn't do the bad things to me,
I would be fine.
That I would be a normal, sane, rational human being and able to cope with everything.
I get that as well. I've literally tweeted that before, being like, I'm so fucking sick of being punished for things that other people did to me.
Yeah. I'm starting to think, I'm starting to think I need to start invoicing. You break it, you buy it, okay? You're paying for my therapy, okay?
They should. Yeah. I have people like living happy lives that like destroyed me when I was like 12 and I'm like, you motherfucker.
I know. And I forgive them too because like the kids that literally used to tell me to go myself all the time.
Oh, really?
I forgive them all. Every single one of them because I was like, everybody changes. Kids are cruel. Kids are cruel. Kids are awful. And like, I don't know what their home lives were like. They probably were going through a lot of stuff that like even I can't comprehend. You know what I mean? So like, of course you're going to take it out on someone. And I was a pretty easy target. Like, that's fine. Like, I just hope that you're like a better person now and you don't do that. And also,
most people are. Kids aren't very self-aware. I think people forget that kids don't really know what they're saying a lot of the time.
Yeah. And I'm a firm believer in rehabilitation because if we don't have rehabilitation, then what are we doing? We're just casting people off as bad people and then never letting them grow. So then they're going to continue to be bad people. Like, there's no reward for getting better. So I just see it like that. I'm like, I firmly believe that you've changed and you've become a better person, and I'm glad of it. And I'm not going to hold it over your head of all these things that you did to me, like, because you're a child and you're probably going through turmoil, and it's okay.
And it only benefits you to feel like that anyway. What are you going to do with all that?
Yeah, it's resentment is like taking a knife to yourself.
No, absolutely. And I mean, I still have a lot of it, but
I hate resentment. Because
the best thing you can do is
well, I have to forgive people though, because I'm a alkie. I do some awful things as an alcoholic, and if people were just like, oh, people never change, I'd be screwed.
So I didn't have to be an alcoholic to do that. I just do awful things. I just have really bad BPD.
No, but that's how I ended up finding out I had BPD, because I got sober and expected everything to be okay. And all I got was, oh my God, constant moments of, I understand why I drank.
Well, all of these things are really linked though, like alcoholism and eating disorders and BPD, like they're all...
Dude, whenever I got the diagnosis and then I looked up the website and it's like literally, people with this condition have probably had a past of... the list.
Everything I've had.
Eating disorders, self-harm, alcoholism, drug abuse, blah, 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 blah. I was like, it's me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, so there's actually a condition for this mental crap? I was like, okay, that adds up. I
got my diagnosis when I was 18. Like, I was straight up, I did the CAMS transfer to adult services. And my first day at adult services, they handed me a booklet on BPD. They were like, this is what you got. And I just didn't even know what it was, so I just chucked it away. I was like, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
And I did not realise how relevant that would be to my life. Dude. I literally was like, I'm just depressed. I
have this thing where it's like, there's a Reddit forum called Partners of BPD or something. Or
oh my God, no, I don't want to talk about it. They're so mean.
They're so mean.
They're so mean.
It's basically this Reddit thread that is created
Babe, don't listen.
Yeah. Close your ears. This Reddit thread that's dedicated to like friends, family, partners of people with BPD, and basically they sit and they write out all the things that this person has done or whatever. But I kind of get it. Now I don't read that stuff and go, oh, you're being a big old meanie to the people with the BPDs, because I know so many people with this condition, and I've been around so many people with this condition in and out of therapeutic environments and stuff. And if somebody has that condition, gets their diagnosis, and then just keeps going and just doesn't self-reflect or do a treatment plan or proceed to trying to get to the other side, even though it's not a guarantee that there is another side. If they're not on that path to recover, it's the same as alcoholism. As soon as you make that vow to yourself to actually, try to get better. It doesn't matter how many times you fall off the wagon. You're like more destined to live a happier life so long as you make that choice to recover. It's the same with BPD, I feel. Like, where the people that take it, use it, and then you use it as an excuse and not an explanation.
Yeah.
So they're like, I only did it because I got BPD, blah, blah, blah. I did it because of this, blah, blah, blah. And it's not an explanation, it's an excuse. Whereas like whenever I do something bad, because I still do, like I sit the person down and I'm like, you said this thing or did this thing, and then that triggered me, I did this, and then I thought spiraled 10 miles deep, and then I acted out and I did this thing.
Yeah.
And then the accountability of like, I'm really, really sorry. It still doesn't justify it. Like, explain it in more depth, because it's like, I'm not trying, like, if you want to fucking get up and go because of what I just did, I respect it. Yeah. I totally respect it. The only thing I don't like about that forum is, people just, they're also just as bad sometimes as the person with the condition.
100%. But they have something to blame.
Yeah, but like, there's definitely a breed of people that want to be with somebody who has a condition like BPD.
Oh my God, it's disgusting.
I've met them, and they want chaos.
It's weird though.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like feederism. It's like they want to make you ill. Like,
yeah, they want to keep you sick.
I hate that. I've met people like that. They're like, oh, I love crazy girls. And they mean it. Like, they fucking want you to like tear up their shit and set the house on fire. They want it.
Yeah, because they want to get a BPD.
They want to be a savior.
Yeah, well. But they want a BPD person to like basically make them become the favorite person. So then this person's obsessed with them, like literally chemically.
That's one thing I hate, is whenever I explain to someone what a favorite person is, like, oh, am I your favorite person? I'm like, you don't fucking want to be. Like, you do not want to be.
I was dating someone at one point though that was my favorite person, and then they stopped being my favorite person healthily, like through like loads of therapy and stuff. And then whenever they were like, oh, but I am your favorite person, and I was like, yes, you are.
This is the problem I had with, this is partly why like my friendships would turn romantic, is because I would favorite person my friend.
I've never had that.
And they would have romantic feelings, but I'd be like, this friend is my favorite person. Like, I do everything with her. She's my best friend, but like, I wasn't romantically involved with her. Yeah. But then she would develop feelings because like I was treating them like a girlfriend, and I was getting jealous when they hung out with other friends. Yes. Like, so they were like, oh, she's in love with me. I'm like, no, I didn't feel like you're like, no, I just.
The favorite person thing is very hard to understand.
It's basically stalking.
No, I describe it like that stupid scene in Twilight where he imprints on the baby. That's literally what it is. You've imprinted on a person. I know, I'm so sorry.
It's so bad.
It's so bad,
but think about that.
But it's true.
I would never, not the favorite person a CGI baby.
Yeah, no. But I mean the other people in the wolf pack thing, they have favorite persons, and like their whole life surrounds by that
favorite person,
and it navigates their whole world to that other person. That is literally what it's like. You're in a bad mood. No, I'm in a bad mood, but I'm blaming myself for your bad mood.
It's also like like, what do you do when they're not there? Like,
oh, see, I have ADHD, so I forget.
Goldfish brain.
Yeah. No. Babies have no concept of object permanence, and neither do I.
I love that for you, honestly. Yeah. This is partly why I think I'm best living alone now, though, is because like I just cope better. Like, if I have my own space and I have my own time, I'm like, oh, I need to occupy myself with this. Like, before, I like serial lived with boyfriends.
Oh.
Yeah, which is never.
Because I like the house share stuff. I do.
Oh, I don't do house share.
I did a house share for loads of time, different houses and all this kind of stuff. And then I've lived on my own multiple times. And then there's a line where I get to where like I'll live by myself, and it might get to like month 8, and I'm like,
I'm done.
I don't want to hang out with myself anymore. I'm really bored of it. And she's getting on my nerves. But you know what? The house was always clean.
I live quite central, which I think helps. So I'm a pre-drinks hoster. And like I have people around a lot, which I think helps. And I'm somewhere that like anyone who works near me or like works in the centre that I live in, they can just come to my house after. Like it's...
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I feel very central to people. Like I'm never... And if someone says like, can you come to the pub? It's like 30 seconds.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that was the nice part about living in London. But there was a fun period of time where I was living in a big massive warehouse, like a huge warehouse. And there was like 10 of us. It was sick.
In a warehouse.
Can you imagine 10 people plus like their partners and blah 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 with this huge sofa sitting down and watching like Love Island like it's a sport?
That sounds amazing.
I lived for it.
But also I just don't think I could get on with that many people at once.
You think that, but then your room is also a 2-story room, so your bed's upstairs and then you got a living room.
Ooh, I like that.
So you've got your space to like chill out if you don't want to be social.
Maybe I should try warehouse living.
It's so fun because like everybody's got weird, wonderful, wacky jobs. And you're like, oh, I feel normal now.
Yeah, I do feel like I should buy a house or something, but I'm like, I just can't bother.
Must be nice.
It's gonna work.
I could never. My bank account.
I have the money. I just don't have the willpower. like to arrange
be
it and
nice.
speak to a mortgage advisor and
I spent my money on rehab.
I'm good at saving. That's one of the things about me being like scared of ever being like left. Is that like I'm like I need this fund for if I'm ever alone.
I've done that thing where though I've like dated people that are like extremely wealthy, and like even that didn't work because I was like, oh no, I don't want. I'll be a burden.
They didn't give you money?
No. I don't ask for anything. I can't ask in relationships. I can't ask for fucking shit.
I ask for anything.
I don't have a car in this country, and I've dated guys obviously that did drive, and I wouldn't even ask them to drive me to a doctor's appointment.
No.
Like when I was dating,
they should have offered.
Dude, when I had a dentist appointment that I had to be like basically knocked out for, and I needed someone to pick me up, it took me a week to prep myself to ask my partner at the time to take
why
me.
are you scared?
I hate being a burden. I just like conceptually I'm so much of an emotional burden that for me to put like physical burdens upon you, it just makes me feel like I'm being a lot, and I have like a fear of being a lot. Aww. So like that's why I fall into the quiet BPD thing. So like if I get triggered, you know, some people get angry, start yelling, blah blah blah. I go inward. And I'm angry to myself. So I'll take everything out on myself instead of taking it out on other people. So I can't relate to people with BPD who like punch walls or start fighting. I am like that. All of that anger that you see somebody with BPD having an outburst, I've taken that and I've taken it inside, and I'm literally beating myself up. And that's how I used to end up like starving myself or harming myself, because I would never take it out on somebody else.
I'm a shouter.
I wish I was.
I fucking hate it.
I wish I could. I can't even raise my voice.
Slag. Like that's.
I can't raise my voice.
I also, the thing is as well, is I don't say things that are true. I say things that I know will hurt. So like if I don't think like, so say like I have a friend who has like a normal nose, but they think their nose is really big. But I'm like, you've got a normal nose. Like if we're having a BPD argument, I'm like, I ain't a fat nose. Like that's what I'll go for, because I'm like, I know that hurts. And then they'll be like, oh, I knew you thought I had a fat nose. I'm like, no, I don't actually think that. I just knew that would hurt you.
I just my issue
hard.
is that I've had a toxic splitting thing when I was younger. I knew all of their insecurities. I just never shouted it. I said it very controlled, very calm. Just went for their jugular on all their insecurities.
Yeah, see, I've had
but they were emotionally abusive, by the way, guys. So like they'd really like they'd ruined my life. Like when I wanted to like off myself, I called them because I was like afraid that I was going to take my own life, and I was on tour with the X Factor at the time, and I was like on the top story of this building, right? This hotel was on the top floor, and I called them. I was like, I think I'm going to do something stupid. They were like, what did you expect? You signed up for it.
No.
Yeah. So me going for their jugular on their emotional insecurities, I think I was well justified.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not fun.
See, I have done it over not valid enough things. But I just lose it. Like I think it's because I have no emotional skin. So when someone hurts me, I'm like, I am so like, people with BPD like hurt sensitive. So bad.
Yeah.
That like
every feeling is like 10 times worse.
So like when I feel 10 times worse, I feel like fucking shit. I want to die because you said that to me. I'm like, no, you should feel like that. And so I say things that are worse than what you said, because I need you to
hurt
have
the way that you've hurt me.
Yeah, but it
takes more to get equal.
Yeah, to get you to the state that I'll get immediately.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like it's
because that's the thing. So like instead of like whenever somebody hurts my feelings or like they've triggered me, I'll emotionally shut down like the Batmobile. Yeah. I become a ghost. Like people have seen it, like where I'll be fine, la 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 la. Then they say something or they've done something, and I'm gone. I've disappeared. Yeah. I'm 16-year-old me that went on TV, and they're like, "What's happened?" And I'm like, gosh. It's not your fault, but you said this thing, and then your actions were like this. So then I went, Broom.
Yeah,
and I shut down emotionally. But then give me 6 hours and I'll be fine.
Yeah, I kind of disconnect sometimes. Like if I'm trying really hard not to split and like go off, I have to just not talk, and I will be just like, I'm having a bad time, I can't talk right now, but really I'm just like trying to say the worst possible things ever. I'm like just getting, they're like, let me just be there for you. I'm like, well, you gotta be there for me now.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
no, but
God,
I am envious like of people who can actually get angry, because like the amount of times where I've been in therapy and they're like, why didn't you get angry there? Yeah. And I'm like, well, I'm not allowed to feel anger. Like they know that like I can't process anger. Like it doesn't work. It's just the emotion doesn't work, bro. It's broken. And they're like, you should have raised your voice. You should have done this. You should have, they're more so saying you have permission to do it because like they've done this really awful thing. You're allowed to get angry and shout. And I'm like, I can't. It's
really hard to know though as well when you have BPD, like, because you're justified. So sensitive, you don't know whether it's like justified or not. And sometimes I haven't been mad because I've been like, maybe I'm just having a BPD moment. And then I'll talk to my friends and they're like, what the fuck did he do? And I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to get mad?
Literally.
I wasted my madness on another time. I shouldn't have used it.
I should have saved it up and bottled it like a fine wine.
Right?
Dude. So what's like, so before we go, because I feel like manager Rick is actually going on holibobs. Which is very nice. I'm very jealous. He's going to the beach. So I want to let him actually be able to pack his pants, you know. So before we go, because it's been amazing having you, what is next for you? Like what do you want to do? Like what's the plans? What's the goals?
Content. Like I just want to produce content. TikTok. I would like to like build my Twitch more. I'm focusing more on Twitch.
Fair.
Because honestly, you make a lot more money on Twitch than you do on TikTok. And it's just easier to just be your natural self. You can just sit there and just chat. It's just a nice platform.
I love just chatting on Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch is fun. Great focus for me. I do a lot of just chatting. I play Dead by Daylight. I play like a few little games that I enjoy. I play with my followers a lot. And it's just a nice way to like bond with the people that follow you. Yeah.
It gives me, I was the youngest kid of 3 older brothers. We were all very close in age. And it reminds me when I watch people on Twitch of like being in my brother's
watching
room.
Your brother play.
And watching them
play.
God,
I feel that
and
so
just
bad.
Chatting about like and just shooting the shit while they're playing a game.
I absolutely feel that. It's a wholesome community on Twitch. I really enjoy it. People are really supportive. And it's just like I love TikTok and I always want to produce content on TikTok. But like that's for like my like more condensed stuff. Whereas like Twitch is just like more having a chat. And those are the two things that I'm really like pushing now. Like those are things I'm focused on. I'm enjoying it.
Fair. Yeah. How do you like navigate that around? 'Cause you have a job, right?
I just like content.
Oh.
I content everything.
So now you don't have a job. Now it's just this is your job, all of this.
Yeah, well, I sort of am PiaBlossom. Like that is my job. So anything I do is under that. So like right now I'm like if I do modelling, I'll do that under PiaBlossom as well. So I'll just take jobs as and when they come. And then Twitch is on PiaBlossom, TikTok's PiaBlossom. Any ad stuff that I do is PiaBlossom. I'm just PiaBlossom. That's my job.
Fair. Because I think I've been following you for so long. I think I remember you talking about a job that I'm like.
I've been sacked from many jobs.
Okay, so like, that's where I'm confusing things.
No, I've been like, do you want a list of jobs I've been sacked from? I got Sports Direct. I've got Millie's Cookies. I've got Pandora. I've got what's the tent shop? Millets. I lasted 2 days at Millets and then I called in sick because I wanted to go to a party or something and they just like posted on Facebook and they sacked me.
Oh no!
Yeah, I've been sacked because when I was an actor, when you work as an actor, like
you need to be flexible with the schedule.
Money. Yeah, and so they'd sack me.
Well, I'm so happy that like everything's coming up Millhouse, bro. You're like doing the things.
I'm loving it.
I love it. So guys, if you want to keep up to date with Pia, I love the PiaBlossom thing. It's so pretty. Anyway.
Oh, thanks.
If you want to keep up with Pia, I've got all the links in the description. You heard she's on like everything. Okay? She's on everything. You can find her. She's not hard to miss with the lovely ginger hair and beautiful skin. All right? So go check her out and I'll see you for the next one. And thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Bye. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening. If you have any guest suggestions, topic requests, or feedback, then hit me up in the YouTube comments. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you never miss an episode, or sign up to the Patreon for even more content. Have a happy day.